Hi everybody, I'm Kelly from Dreamery, and today I am going to show you some yarns that I think you'll like, and we're going to talk about all kinds of things. I took my allergy pills and I still sound congested, and that's just how it goes for me. Okay, so what have I been up to this week? I have finished knitting Hugo. Here he is. And he's got a cute belly button. And he's very happy to be here. Hello, hello, hello. So, I kind of messed up on the seaming, but I always mess up on the seaming. That's just the way it goes. Okay. And I fabric glued his mouth on, but I can tell that it's going to peel off. So, at some point, I'll have to sew it on and make it tighter. But otherwise, he's done. Let's see. And I am also knitting. Last week, when I showed you this, it was a sweater for Isolde Teague's Kriya. But things happen. I didn't like how it was going. So I decided to pick something else to do, knit something else. So this is the beginning of Vitamin D, the sweater on, it's on Ravelry. It's by Heidi Kermayer, I think is how you pronounce her last name. And basically, I just have the shoulders and part of the sleeves going right now. So, I still love this yarn. I still love this color. It's Bugga in pink cardium, and makes me pretty happy to use it. So, I will continue knitting this. I don't know when I'll finish it. I've never completed a sweater before, and so I would like to complete a sweater, and I think this is going to be it. I'm hoping that because there aren't as many seams, I won't be as intimidated with seaming up and things like that, and I can just kind of whip through it. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. I'm also participating in the Knittables and Gnome Acres Holiday Knit Along, and for that I am using Gnome Acres yarn in worsted, and this is the Buddy the Elf colorway. It's very bright and green. It's kind of it reminds me of Sprite. I like the Sprite in you. But it's very variegated, and I was making a Bactus shawl with this. Not shawl, but scarf, and I'm making it as a present for my son, and I'll just say that here, because I don't think that he's watching this or paying attention. So I was planning on knitting this as a scarf for him for Christmas because of the Buddy the Elf colorway. He's a huge elf fan. But I think instead I'm going to frog this, and then I'm going to knit a monster for him. Just because the variegation is a bit too much for me, and if it's a bit too much for me, it's going to be a bit too much for him. And I want to give him something that he'll enjoy, and I want him to wear something that he would want to wear, and I don't think he would want to wear such a highly variegated colorway. So, the good thing about yarn is you can always find another purpose for it, even when you don't like the color after you get it and whatnot. So, there's that. Something else I'm doing this month that I meant to talk about. I'm going to do Nerd Wars. And because I'm not on a team, because team signups were, I guess, back in maybe August or July, and they're doing round 6, and I just kind of figured out what Nerd Wars is. The way that I can participate in the challenges for this month is to participate as a ninja warrior, which basically means that teams aren't going to get any points from me, and it's just me on my own, and the points all go to me, la-di-da, whoop-de-doo. It's not like, I don't think they have prizes, but, so, one of the quests is, or challenges is, to make something using a code. And so a lot of people are knitting flowers and things like that. But I am going to be knitting symbols from a code. And I'm doing it, it's actually a really small project, and it's just taking me forever to do. Because it's in Tarsha, and I'm knitting it flat. It's just going to be a coffee cozy with the symbol from a code on it, and it's just taking me forever to do because I hate Intarsha so much. I forgot how much I hate Intarsha. But there that is. Another one of the challenges is to knit or, create your project with something that would be considered unusual. So like some people are using bobby pins for stitch holders, cable holders, things like that. I decided that I'm going to knit a scarf with chopsticks. I thought that would be interesting to do, and I'll do it on bulky, and it'll be really fast and quick. And then another challenge that they have is about something called a McLuffin. Basically, in a story or movie, there's one thing that everybody is kind of searching for, but it doesn't, I don't know. I'm still not really sure about how to explain it, but I decided for my project that I was going to knit a tiny dragon. So this is the pattern for Tarragon the Gentle Dragon, and there's not a whole lot going on with it right now. I'm just using scraps of Noro and stuffing it as I go. So I think it'll be really cute when it's done, and I'm using the dragon based on Game of Thrones, Daenerys. I don't want to spoil things too much, but Daenerys does focus a lot around dragons. Other people are very interested in her dragons, so I think that the dragons are appropriate for what the game master, the quest master for Nerd Wars is looking for. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't know. Maybe it's up for a good debate at some other time with other people. We'll see. Okay, so that's it for what I'm knitting right now. Last night we made a quick run to the post office at 9:30 at night so that we could get the samples mailed out for the fat fiber sample box that is going out on November 15th, or that's when they go on sale. So hopefully those are going to arrive tomorrow to Fat Fiber headquarters. And if you didn't see it the other week, this is one of the samples that I am sending in. This is Bonfire Tonight. And it's very variegated. Very red, brownish and black. Kind of like an old barn. I really like the colors. I like the way that it turned out. And I went ahead and I knitted up a swatch because I know that people get curious about these kinds of things. You know, how does it look knitted up? Let's see. There you go. You can see that, right? So that's how it looks knitted up. So those should be going out, and I think that's pretty exciting. I hope that the people that are able to get my sample in their boxes really enjoy it. And you know, I made sure to include at least 15 yards on each sample that I made, and I sent out 54 samples, I think. So somebody can make tiny ornaments with it, little tiny sweaters to hang on the tree. I think it'll turn out nice for that kind of thing. Okay. I'm also going to talk about the Fat Fiber sample box for December. It's going to be based on Nordic culture. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet, but I am on Pinterest and I'm looking at lots of pictures of places that are related to the Nordic culture. I'm looking at different clothing and traditions and things like that. I think I have a lot of neat ideas. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to try to stop saying as much as possible. I'm just going to have to work at this. I'm sorry. So I put in an order today for more yarn so that I will be able to dye that up and have that ready to go out in the boxes. And I always get excited when I buy more undyed yarn because I know that soon I get to make new colorways. I love making new colorways. It's the best part. Trying to sell stuff isn't quite as much fun. I just kind of sit around and hope that people like what I've made. But the creative part is the really fun part for me. So, oh, that's right. That's what I wanted to talk about. I also got new needles. These are, let's see, these are square needles, and they're by Collage. And they're metal. Supposedly they are a lot easier on hands that endure a lot of arthritis and things like that, which I do. And these have a very nice sharp tip. So they're as sharp as Addi Turbo lace tips. And I love my Addi Turbos. But I've been having a lot of problems knitting lately. My hands have just been swelling up like crazy. I've had to ice them down, soak them in ice water for hours and hours and hours. And just in the past couple days of me not using my hands at all, I'm able to use my hands again, which kind of stinks to have to sit there and not be able to do anything with my hands. So I'm very happy that my hands are working again. And the needles are nice, but I don't think that they help with my problem. My problem is that my finger right here on my finger goes numb completely, along with the inside of my thumb here when I'm knitting. It numbs out, and then it's dead, and I'll be, just wait, come on, come back to life. And it takes a long time for that to happen, which is terrible. Terrible. Okay. One of the other things that is going on for this month of November is I was contacted by Hodgepodge Crochet, and I'm not very familiar with crochet type things. My dad crochets, my great-grandmother taught him how to crochet, but I've never been very good at crocheting, and so I don't know a whole lot about, the crochet world. Ooh, I said and I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so Hodgepodge Creations just surpassed having 2,000 fans on Facebook, and in celebration of that, she is doing giveaways. And so she asked me if I would care to participate, and so I said, sure, why not? So what I am going to do is donate one skein of yarn, and that is this yarn. This is the popular yarn base. It's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And let's see, am I close enough? There you go. It's a very muted and subtle yellow, lilac and sage. And it's a sock yarn, of course. So I will be donating a skein of this to a lucky winner. All the requirements are to be able to participate is to like her page on Facebook and to make sure to like my page on Facebook. Seems pretty simple. And then she's going to do numbers at the end of the month. So I'll probably remind people next week during whatever podcast I wind up doing next week that Hodgepodge Crochet is giving away all kinds of things, and one of the things they're giving away is a skein of my yarn. This is the popular yarn base, and it's Party Girl colorway. I really like that color. Okay, moving on, I thought that I would show the rest of my yarns so that you knew more about those. So today I just showed you the popular. Alright, this is acetique yarn. Acetique is a fingering weight yarn, and let's see, it's a bit glary. Okay, acetique, this is the Fields Erdel colorway, and it is green with some yellow and blues. And if you live in Cincinnati, then you've heard of Fields Erdel Road. When I first moved to Cincinnati 17 years ago, we were planning our area to move, and my ex-husband's company was in a building off of Fields Erdel Road. And I was like, this is a crazy name. I don't understand what's going on. Is Fields Erdel a person? It's just such a bizarre name. So I went and looked it up, and Erdel actually means creek or water. So when they named it Fields Erdel Road, whoever named it, they meant to convey to the person traveling on that road that it would take you from the Ohio farm fields, which are now actually just covered in subdivisions and shopping malls. It went from the fields to the Erdel, and the Erdel is actually the Little Miami River. So that's why I named this Fields Erdel. And the acetate yarn has a really nice twist to it, and it's superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon. It's an 80-10-10 blend, and it is a joy to work with. There are 2 skeins of this together. Together it is 7, 12. It's like 127 grams, and together it's enough to make a sock, a pair of socks. And I don't get this yarn very often. It comes from a super secret supplier. So whenever they have any of it available, I grab what I can. And I don't really get to pick what they send me when they send it to me. So that's why the yarns are in different weights and they're different prices. But when I dye these, I always make sure that I dye pairs so that there's enough to make a pair of socks. There's enough to make a cute scarf or shawl. So there are 2 of these. This is the acetate yarn base and the Fields Erdel colorway. Okay. Now we have a gorgeous purple, and this is the acetate yarn base again, and this is the Eleanor colorway. Eleanor, my great grandmother, loved purple. She had a pair of purple polyester pants that she wore constantly. So when I think of my great grandmother, her purple polyester pants are the first thing that pop into my mind. But this is a really nice colorway, and it was featured in an Etsy treasury list the other week. I think it's beautiful. I have to work on getting everything in front of the camera more often. Okay, we got that. Alright. This is the acetate, and this is candy corn. Everybody loves candy corn, right? It's not just me. It can't be. Somebody else loves candy corn. It's yellow. It's a yellow base, and then it has black and orange going through it. Enough to make some candy corn socks. Yay! Candy corn socks. Okay. And this is the last in the acetate yarn base. And hopefully this will pick up on the camera better than it does on my camera normally. Oh, I'm sorry. Yarn actually makes my nose itch. Okay, so this is acetate yarn base, and this colorway is called Aqualung. It's, first of all, very aqua. There you go. And There are hints of purples and browns and reds, and it is very funky and groovy, just like Mr. Tall himself. And there's enough here to make a pair of socks. And again, this is the Superwash Merino Cashmere Nylon 80-10-10. So there you go, Aqualung Acetique. Okay, this is a sport weight yarn. This is Chincoteague, and this is the colorway Jackie. Chincoteague is just a thicker version of Acetique, and this also has a wonderful high twist to it. And this is another really pretty colorway. It's a lot like the Blue Cinda colorway for It's Glitz. It's mostly an aqua turquoise blue that has bits of purple and lilacs added to it. And there's definitely enough here to make a quick scarf or hat or a baby sweater. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarn. I can't say enough about this yarn base. I wish that I knew who their supplier was so that I could get more of it for myself. Okay, and this is also the Chincoteague yarn, and this is the Wendy colorway. It's named after one of my best friends from high school. It is turquoise, aqua, and purple. Those were her favorite colors. And again, let's see, this is 117 grams. So there's plenty here for making a pair of socks or a baby sweater, quick scarf. Very cute. So yeah, like I said, this yarn is a dream to work with. I wish that I knew where the supplier got it so that I could get more of it more frequently, more often. And I mentioned that the Chincoteague is also Superwash Merino, Cashmere, and Nylon, right? 80-10-10. I hope I did. Okay. And I'll just show, again, really quick, the popular yarn base is right here. And that's what it looks like before I reskein it. This is what it looks like when I do skein it. And that's sock yarn, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. Okay, and we're still doing cashmere. This is the Allure yarn base. This one is Aquitaine, and this is also an 80-10-10 superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon. And this is not the same yarn as the Chincoteague or the Acetique. This is from a different supplier. The twist is different and it's a little bit looser, but it's perfect for shawls and things like that. And this is just 100-gram skein. So it is wonderful and beautiful, and I love it. And this is the Aquitaine colorway in Allure. Okay, and this is purple. of the Allure. And when it's purple, that means it's Eleanor. This is a soft lilac. And this is Mint Lamb. It's a very, very soft, delicate green. And it's perfect for that unisex baby that's on the way. I'm sorry, I really need to have a drink real quick. I don't talk nonstop at home very often because I don't want to annoy people talking. I'm not in jibba jabba. Okay. And this is the last colorway in Allure, and this is Waiting. And it's a series of greens, and it's more of a turquoise to very light emerald green. Just like that. There you go. Okay. So, and in case you're wondering the difference between the Aquitaine and the Mint Lamb is much lighter than Aquitaine. So that's that. If you're wondering about the shawl I'm wearing, it is my Rockefeller shawl. I made it over the summer as part of the Stephen West knit along, and I used the white is Knit Picks Chroma in just their basic, I guess they call it cream, and then the stripes are from Noro. What did I do this with? I think I did it with Noro Tayo, and as one of my friends said, it winds up looking like a Gay Pride Millennium Falcon when you see it all together. It's kind of crazy, kind of rainbow, but you know, I knit it in the summer and I wanted to knit something fun and interesting, and I think I definitely got that taken care of. Okay. This is the Patapsco colorway, and the first yarn I'm going to show you is the yarn that is favorited the most on Etsy of all my yarns. Let's get this nice and close. This is Sugar Rush, and it is very, very fun. It's just a big mess of candy is what I think of it when I think about it. And this is a 75%, 75% superwash merino, and then 25% nylon, and it's like 460 yards. Very cute. I like it very, very much. And then this colorway is very similar to Sugar Rush, except that it has black mixed in with it. And this is called the Road Tested colorway. I named it the Road Tested because of a makeup blog called The Road Tested. The makeup blog is written by two women, and one of them is married to Claudio Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria. And so when I came up with this, I thought about the Road Tested and makeup, and kind of just blended it all together from that. But it's very similar to Sugar Rush, except that Sugar Rush is lighter and doesn't have any black in it. Still, they're both very fun colorways. I really like how they turned out. Okay. Next up we have, this is Luck, and it is green and black. Perfect for people who love Irish stereotypes. Green and black, green and black. Or perfect for, somebody whose school colors are the green and black. Yeah! Okay. And then we have, this is called Still Shark. Let's see if I can get it to, It is a really gorgeous blue and black. It's more of a cerulean. Here we go. Where my finger is here. This is definitely more of the color that you can tell it is. But it's beautiful. I love it. And the last one I have is Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb is red and black. And there is a very high sheen to this. It's very shiny. Shiny, shiny, shiny. And I guess that's why we're having such a hard time picking up the colors. But it's a nice basic red and black, and then we have black sprinkles throughout it. So again, this is the Patapsco line in a few different colorways. Okay, and then we just have a couple more to go through here. Very quickly. Okay. This is the City Sidewalks colorway, which people really like. It's red and yellow and green and blue and orange. And this is on a Precious yarn base. And Precious is 100% superwash merino and sock weight. And the City Sidewalks colorway, I have a few bases of this, and it's basically blues, yellows, greens, oranges, purples, and then there's black added in, and I think it's a very fun colorway. Okay, and then this one is City Sidewalks, but it's reskeined. And this is in the Compliments line. And Compliments is also a fingering weight, and it's 100% superwash merino, which I think turned out fantastic. And then the last one we have in the City Sidewalks colorway is Happiness. And there's not as much green in this one. It's mostly blue, red, white, a tiny bit of purple here, a tiny bit of orange here. Yeah, don't be fooled, this isn't black, this is purple, although there are black speckles in the rest of it. Okay, and that's it. I've showed you all my yarn, I've showed you everything that I've knit so far, and I hope that if you are participating in Fat Fiber, that you get a chance to sample my yarn and enjoy it. If you do knit something from it, I'd love to see what you knit. Please send me, a tweet or post it on Facebook. I'd love to be able to see what people are doing with the yarns that I have. And I will talk to you all next week. Bye!